Hi plant friends, it's Wax Plant Wednesday and today's featured plant is the Hoya Elliptica. I've got the Hoya Elliptica in a south-facing window. It's getting a lot of morning sun, about 4 hours of direct sunlight. This Hoya is a very vigorous growing Hoya. It's winter. Normally my Hoyas would stop growing, pretty much sleep over the winter, but this Hoya keeps growing and it's getting quite tangled in between all the plants. I find this Hoya to be quite thirsty. I water my plants every Saturday, once a week, but on Wednesdays I do a double check and I check all the plants to make sure they're not limp or looking kind of thirsty or the soil's too dry. Since it's winter, the heat's on and the plants do dry out quickly, so on Wednesday I like to top the plants off. And sure enough, this is one of those plants that I almost have to water every Wednesday as well. About once a month, I've got to untangle her from the plants. I like to give her a little bit of leeway, grow a little bit and get tangled and lengthen her tendrils. I find sometimes when you touch the grow tips of Hoyas, they'll die back a little bit. But with this Hoya, 90% of the time, her grow tips haven't died back. She's quite a vigorous grower. I also noticed that this Hoya is not affected by cool temperatures. She's by this window. At nighttime it's about 18 degrees Celsius and the daytime it can get quite warm with it being a sunny spot. Most of my Hoyas that are in this spot that are getting cool temperatures will stop growing. This one, she hasn't stopped at all. For feed, I'm using the Fox Farm Tiger Bloom, and it's the one that's 2-8-4, and it does come with a lot of micronutrients, and it's a very weak solution I do weekly, just a tip in a liter of water. I like to do the weekly method for all my plants. The leaves on this Hoya are quite thin. I think that's one of the reasons why it requires so much water. So whenever I see the leaves are limp or droopy, I know that this plant needs a little bit more water. And if I don't water this plant as often as it needs, it tends to drop leaves. I've had this Hoya in my collection for about 6 months. When I purchased it, it had a peduncle. The peduncle is still on the plant, but it hasn't produced any flowers. I find sometimes when you bring home a Hoya, it needs a full year to get comfortable in your environment or for you to see the growing cycle. She might not be a winter bloomer, maybe it's a summer bloomer. So we'll see if our peduncle produces any flowers over the spring or summer. This Hoya Elliptica keeps me busy. I've got to constantly train around the trellis, which is quite enjoyable. It's nice to have a Hoya that's actively growing at all seasons, because sometimes when they're sleeping, you tend to worry about them and wonder, what is this Hoya doing? Is it happy or not? With the Hoya Elliptica, she's always happy. Thanks for watching, plant friends. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and follow me on Instagram at Life of Bellina.